Okay, I'm going to show you what I've been doing today. I wanted to make myself a sort of scruffy sketchbook. So what I've done is cut lots of pieces of paper to a kind of roughly A2, no, is that A3 size? Yeah, A3 size. And these are kind of bits of paper that have been hanging around a bit, so some of them have got maybe some split edges and maybe one or two fingerprints on them. Some of it is packaging. Let me see if I can find some of the packaging. There's some kind of brown paper in there. Some crinkly paper. Some other kind of packaging paper and sugar paper, sort of alternated, so there's a bit of variety here. And they're, you know, roughly, well, similar sizes. And I'm going to just bind them all together with a massive bulldog clip at the top there and take them outside to do some drawing. What I'm going to take with me some kind of quite cheap oil pastels, but they're quite nice just for effects with using water and things sometimes. So I've got a bit of water, a few favourite brushes, a box that I've just chosen particularly for these colours. I've chosen this colour range myself because these are the colours I want to start taking out with me when I go out into the landscape, and see how I go with that, just to kind of try and make it a bit of a smaller box to carry. So I'm taking those. I've got a few other sort of favourites that I'm going to have with me as well. Plus, this is a water-soluble graphite stick, which is really handy. This is a lovely new piece of charcoal that I've had sent to me recently from the Wildwood charcoal company, and that is the stem of a clematis, I think. Yeah, passion flower that's been made into charcoal. And I've also got another kind of water-soluble graphite stick here. Along with that, I've also got some watercolours that I'm going to take out as well. So a little bit of maybe mixed media drawing and mark making today. So I'm going to be focusing less on capturing the actual physical look of the landscape and more the experience of being out there. It's a bit of a windy day today and quite blustery, but it's sunny, the clouds are moving fast, and I'm going to head on out and see what happens and try to work quite quickly and spontaneously and not worrying about what the drawings kind of look like or represent, and we'll see what happens. Well, it is blinking cold out here today. Lovely bright blue sky. Sun's out. Gorgeous, but really windy and bitterly cold. So you can see I've got quite a few clothes on. See how long I last out here. Right, I've set myself up so that it's easy to get to. I've got some stones, pebbles, some pebbles here to weight down the work when I've done drawing to get it over to this side. I've got everything I need on this side because I'm right-handed, so I've got all my materials on the right-hand side, and I'm going to get going. Sadly, I can't video myself actually doing the drawings because I don't have my little tripod with me. It would blow over anyway in this weather. So I will kind of do little videos as I'm going along, but it won't be me in action. Until I grow a third arm, that's not going to happen, okay? These are the drawings that I did yesterday. So I started off with a mixture of charcoal, pastels, oil pastels, Just kind of getting it down there, but it's very, very obviously landscape, this one, even with the horizon line. But it was such a windy day, I have tried to sort of create this energy and like even the movement of the clouds across the top of the sky there. Looking around, thinking about other experiences of being there. There's a huge sort of plant that's next to me which blows in the wind, which is like a huge one of these big grasses. And then at the last minute, just as I was finishing, a little red car drove up the lane, so that creates this little red dot. Introducing watercolours into them as well, so there's quite a lot of mixture, oil pastels, watercolours on them. And then I rather liked the combination of the green and the purple on this one, so I thought I'd continue with that on here. And I've got more of a gestural sort of sweeping line across, which I really love as well. On that one, a more minimalist marks for trees and fences. This one I was just kind of really wanting to create energy in a sky that was just plain blue. I mean, really pure, beautiful blue, but it was so windy, you know, so ridiculously windy and cold. So kind of creating that movement with the gestures that I was using just to fill in that space, and the rest of it down to these kind of quite rapid movements along here. And I just love this bright magenta pink. So, and I thought I'd have because I'd taken my charcoals, just looking at the space, the gestures, the marks, simplifying the things that were most noticeable. And then going back to this purple and green combination, which I really like, which I think is going to continue into paintings, definitely be taking that forwards. And this one really going for it with the purple, massive area of kind of field and sky up here, but making more of the field than the sky. And I just really love these big sweeping marks that I did right at the end, which are a sort of nod to the tractor marks in the ploughed field, but they've become a bit of a sort of metaphor maybe for something else, like journeying. And then finally just kind of finished off with a really quick charcoal drawing, trying to capture a moment of just wind, trees, field marks, even a couple of birds flying across. So that's what I did yesterday, and I'm going to go out again and do some more today. I'm now packing up because this has become the weather. And it's actually snowing. You probably can't see it, but I think that's enough. My fingers are absolutely frozen, and I'm gonna go inside. They're not blue because of being frozen, that's all the paint, but yeah, cold. So this is what I have managed to get done today. Did a bit of painting, some pastel and watercolour mixed, a bit busier, watercolour, just loving the skies. This one I just thought was really interesting because I've used the colours that I would usually use if I was nearer the coast on the beach, but I love that. And the lines across what would be the field here, but and again quite dark clouds coming over by that time, and then getting a bit stormy, but I love that bright sort of coral kind of red against it all. So this is the last one I did, and this is, again, the stormy clouds were coming in behind me and over my head. And then it started snowing, so I rapidly picked everything up and brought it into the studio to have another look at it. And I'm going to go and have some lunch because I am really cold and famished.